a different location. I'm actually at the library. That's probably easy to guess. But the library downtown where I live is beautiful. It's fairly new. I don't know when they built it, but very modern. It's just a nice place to be. So one of my favorite things to do is to come here and book a room. They have like a few study rooms that you can book for 2 hours. And so I thought I would come here. But today, okay, so we're still in our New Year series. I don't have a name for it. I don't know. If I have a name for it by the time this video comes out, then you would have seen that. This is it. This is the series we're in. Today, I want to talk to you about word for the year, mission statement, and creating a vision board. And I wanted to come out with this video next because I feel like, you know, it's still January, still the first few weeks of the year, and this is when people are doing like their vision board parties. So I wanted to get this video out now so that you have it available to you and you can get started on all your New Year's things. Okay, so actually, I'm gonna switch it up. I think I'm gonna start first about talking about a mission statement. And I wasn't originally gonna share about a mission statement, but honestly, it kind of like changed things for me once I created a personal mission statement. And I think my first time hearing about like having a personal mission statement, I was taking a stress management class, which is kind of funny. And now it makes sense why this was included in the class, because when you have a clear vision and mission for your life, you have purpose. And when you have a sense of purpose, honestly, that'll decrease a lot of stress and anxiety that like it's so easy to have when you're just kind of like going about life aimlessly. So I think everyone should have a personal mission statement. One question to kind of encompass what your mission statement should be is ask yourself this: how do you want to impact the world? What kind of difference do you want to make? Think about it. Journal, write it down, just like brain dump. What comes out when you think about those questions, like what kind of difference do you want to make in this world? So in this class, this is not my material. I don't even know my professor's name. One of the exercises, I never forgot it. What you're gonna do is close your eyes and imagine that you are at your own funeral. And at your funeral, the most important people in your life are gonna come up and make a speech. So your husband, your wife, your children, maybe your parents, people that you've mentored, they're all gonna come up and make a speech, and you're gonna write down what they say. So what does your husband or future husband have to say about you after this long life of being with you? And what kind of impact did you make in your husband's life? And your children, whether you have children or it's future children, what are your future children going to say about you and what kind of mother you were for all those years in their life? And your friends, your lifelong friends you spent, I don't know, 50 plus years with, what do your friends say about you and who you were and how you impacted them? Dude, like this, I think this exercise is really, really cool. And it really helped me out to figure out, man, like, yeah, what kind of person do I want to be? What kind of mother do I want to be? What kind of wife do I want to be? What kind of friend do I want to be? What kind of mentor and leader do I want to be? Yeah, I think that's a great place to start. And I'm sure there's other exercises, but it's a great place to start. Okay, another thing when making your personal mission statement is you should consider your values. And I have another exercise for you. I want you to write down a list of things, maybe 10. I think 10 is a good place to start. 10 things that you want to value. So maybe, you know, I really want to value my health. I really want to value my family. I want to value my friendships. And when you have that list, you're gonna make a second list, 10 things that you actually value. So reflect on your life and what is the evidence? Because I might want to value my health, but do my actions imply that I actually value my health? Maybe, maybe not. I might want to value my friends, but do I do my actions show that I value my friends? Am I intentional with my friendships? That'll definitely help you figure out, like, man, like, where am I succeeding? Where am I actually living out my values? And where do I maybe need to step it up? Because the first list, what I want to value, is the person I want to be. Where are we? It's gonna help you gauge, like, where you're at and how you're actually living out your values. So when you're making your mission statement, consider your values. I don't know if I'm gonna share this or not, but I'll share with you my mission statement. Just to give you an idea of what yours could look like. It's not going to look like mine. It's not, because we're completely different people and we value completely different things, and we want to impact the world in completely different ways. So it's going to look different than anyone else's because it's personal, and it should. And it's a good thing and a beautiful thing. So I'll share with you mine. It's like a little chunk of a paragraph. Not too crazy. Let me just read it for you. Okay. This is my personal mission statement. I will point people to Jesus and help them discover healing and a deep friendship with him using my words, wisdom, knowledge, experience, prayer, and worship. I will be a leader and a role model for people to look up to and to seek counsel. I will be a loving, encouraging, and supportive girlfriend to Devon and my friends. I will lead by example and encourage people to maintain their mental, physical, and spiritual health. I will not let fear and anxiety win over my mind. Instead, I will declare God's peace and joy over my life. I will keep a heart of a childlike joy and will live a life in awe of God. So, as you can see, it definitely encompasses the impact that I want to make in this world and the kind of person that I want to be. So I think those exercises that I talked about would be very, very helpful if you are ready to make a personal mission statement. Okay, all right, moving on. Word of the year. I love making a word for the year. I wouldn't say it's biblical, because it's not. But I love the concept. I think the first year that I made a word of the year was 2020, and it really, really, I don't know, like, kind of empowered me, or it just gave me like a clear vision for, man, what am I committing to this year? And that's kind of funny because my word in 2020 was committed, and I was committed to myself and my healing and my growth and to other various things. That's one example. So my word of the year this year is, drumroll, someone's watching, and now I'm being awkward. Okay. My word of the year is action. Before I even get into that, let me back it up. Okay. If you want to make a word of the year, first thing you should do is pray about it. Pray about it. Pray and ask God to give you a specific word about what he wants you to focus on, what he wants you to do, what his vision is for you. I was very, very convicted this past week after I published the goal making video, because nowhere did I mention seeking God's counsel in that process. And I was like, hold up. And actually I was reading dreams. Let me pull up the scripture that I was reading. James, where are you? This is James 4, starting at verse 13. It says, "Come now, you who say, today or tomorrow we will go into such and such a town and spend a year there and try to make profit. Yet you do not know what tomorrow will bring. What is your life? For you are a mist that appears for a little time and then vanishes. Instead, you ought to say, if the Lord wills, we will live and do this or that. As it is, you should boast in your arrogance. All such boasting is evil. So whoever knows the right thing to do and fails to do it, for him is a sin." So I just happened to be reading that this week, and Holy Spirit convicted me for good reason. Because now I get to make this video and tell you, man, like, we can make all these plans, but really it's the Lord's will that we should be seeking. It's his direction that we should be seeking. It's his wisdom that we should be seeking. And so when you're making your goals, when you're making your vision board, your word for the year, pray about it, ask God God, what do you want me to do this year? What kind of impact do you want me to make in this world? What do you want me to focus on? What word do you want me to cling to? And just, I can't even think of a word. And just, man, really just take this word to heart. So pray about it. That's my spiel. Related, secondary, after you pray about it, what are you feeling? What are you convicted about? I know sometimes the words that I end up choosing for the word of the year were words that I did not want to pick because they were hard. Like action, I did not, when that word first came to me when I was praying, I was like, I don't know about that. That sounds hard. Like that sounds, I'm gonna have to work hard. And yeah, it might not be something you wanna hear, but man, if it's from God and it's what He wants you to focus on this year, it's gonna be for your good and your benefit and your growth. So that leads to my third point on making a word for the year is commit to it. Once you hear it, once you maybe this word is like popping up everywhere and it's just so obvious that God is putting this word in your face, just commit to it. I know it can be scary. Taking action is scary. Just commit to it. Commit to it. And know that God has your best interest. So what's kind of related is having a vision statement. So I've made a vision statement in the past, and what I decided to do this year and these years coming forward and the years to come is to revise my vision statement every single year and have it related to my word of the year and just my specific purpose for that year. And so let me read you my mission statement. It's just, this one is going to be just a couple sentences, very brief to the point about what I want to do this year. So this is my vision statement. In 2023, I want to continue to point people to Jesus using my social media platforms and He Heals podcast. This year, I'm committed to moving into my own place and establishing myself as an adult by working as an RN, creating helpful products for my audience, and generating multiple streams of income. So I don't actually use the word action in there, but all that implies taking action. And as you could tell, and if you watch my last video, it's very related to my specific goals for this year and all the things that I'm going to take action in. Your word also should inspire your goals. So maybe you need to reevaluate that. Like if your word, let's just say your word is action, but your goals, that don't really make sense. Your goals don't involve you taking action. I know that doesn't make sense. But you should reevaluate. You get what I'm saying? Okay. All right. So that leads us to the last thing I want to talk about today, and that is vision board. I love making a vision board. The first year that I made a vision board, again, was 2020. And it just changed things for me. And I made a physical one. And so being able to look up from my bed and see my vision board and just be reminded of, yeah, this is what I want to do in this world. Like these are the things that I'm striving for. These are my goals. That was very, very helpful to me. So I encourage you to make a vision board if you've never had before. Try it out. You might like it, you might not. I don't know. Find what works for you. First step, pick a format. And by that, I mean, do you want to make a physical vision board where you get to cut things out of magazines or maybe print some stuff out and glue it on a whatever? You can do, I don't know, I've done a cork board, which I really liked. You can get like a picture frame. You can just get a sheet of paper, like literally anything, whatever works. You can do a physical or you can do a digital. And this was my first year doing a digital vision board, but I made that decision because I'm actually on my computer a lot, and I'm going to talk about this in the next video, but like I transitioned my weekly planner and my habit tracker to a digital platform. And so I also have my goals on there. I have my mission and vision statement, and I have my vision board as well, all consolidated in one place that I can access. And I did that because I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see it like every day. It's right here. I actually made it my my desktop screensaver, my wallpaper. So like, I'm not gonna miss it. I'm gonna open my laptop every day and see it and be reminded of my vision for this year. So that's definitely something to consider. When you do make it, if it's physical, you're gonna put it in a place where you're going to see it every single day. I definitely made the mistake where this was actually, okay, my mission and vision statement, I had it in a Word document, and then it was just like lost in all my Word documents. And if I wanted to refer to it, like I had to go and dig around in my computer and find it, and I forgot about it. Like I forgot about my mission statement because it wasn't like right in front of me. I didn't like intentionally put it somewhere where I could focus on it, you know? So don't make my mistake. Put everything where you're going to see it. Put your mission statement and your vision statement on your vision board. That's a tip. I've done that before. Really, really helpful. So what are you going to put on your vision board? Great question. You're gonna, of course, put your word of the year. That one's a given. Put the word of the year. Mine, let me just show you mine. This is how I designed mine. It's like kind of collage style. I did this in Canva. And so, boom, I got my word of the year action just right in your face. You can't miss it, okay? So you're gonna put your word of the year. I also recommend putting a picture of yourself. That might feel weird, especially if you don't like taking pictures of yourself or seeing yourself in pictures. I just find it really, really helpful because, yeah, this is my vision and you're the one doing it. Like, this is your vision. You should be able to see yourself doing all these things or in all these areas. Like, you're a part of it. So I suggest putting a picture of yourself on your vision board. No, it's not conceited. It's your life, you know? So put a picture of yourself. So the next thing, I would consider your goals. I feel like that's kind of a given too. Okay, let me use myself as an example. So y'all know I want to move out into an apartment. So I have a picture of this like really aesthetic, my version of aesthetic couch, living room type situation. Also, so you see me in the podcast setup, and I got He Heals podcast written there. You see the ring. That was the wrong hand, but that signifies my relationship and how I want to grow my relationship with Devon. Maybe it'll end up in a ring this year. I don't know. We'll see. Praying about it. Pray for me, y'all. But that's what that represents. Then the woman, she's like in a workout outfit holding her tummy. That represents my health and really my gut and reproductive health. Y'all, I'm trying to take care of myself. Yes, I'm trying to prep myself for children and make sure that my body is ready. So that's what that represents. Then we have the woman holding the two bags. So that represents multiple streams of income. And then we have the books with like the cute flowers. That represents the products that I want to produce this year. And it's kind of vague. Yes, I do want to work on writing a book this year, but it represents more than that. For me, it represents products. And so when you're making your board, consider that like it doesn't have to be so super literal. You can have pictures of things that represent other things, and you know, this is your board, so it's gonna have meaning to you, and other people might not understand it, but that's okay because it's for you. And you are gonna know what it means. And so that's my board. Also, I have the word thrive on there, and I was just trying to think of like one other word to kind of like tie everything, and that's the word that I came up with, honestly, because of 13 going on 30, flirty and thriving. I'm gonna be 30 this year, maybe just a little bit flirty with one man, and thriving. I really do want to thrive in my adulthood. So that's my vision board. I hope that's a little inspo for you. And so other things I want to know. So the other people, well, body parts, you know, of other pictures that are not of me on my board are a very similar skin color. So if you're a black woman, you should find pictures with other black women. You know what I'm saying? Because it should really I don't know how to describe what I'm describing, but you should be able to look at this and it should resonate with you and say, yes, this is me. This is what I'm doing this year. Again, you see, like, this is kind of my aesthetic. So do what works for you. If you don't want like all seamless color scheme, like I think I only had to edit one picture. The other ones are kind of fine and they all kind of like fit. Your vision board's not gonna look like mine because you have a different aesthetic. That's it. That's how I made my vision board. Have fun with it. It does not need to be stressful. Just have fun with it. Let your creative side come out. And if you don't think you have one, I promise you, you do. And yeah, this should just be something that you get to look at and it brings you joy and it inspires you and encourages you to take action on your goals. And I hope that you find this helpful. If you have any other advice for us, drop it in the comments. I want to know what you're doing. I want to know your word of the year. I want to know if you're making a vision board and what are you doing. Let me know in the comments. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. It's gonna be a good year. It is. If you are intentional with your words and therefore your thoughts and therefore your actions, like, you're only gonna be working towards your goals every single day. One step at a time, guys, one step at a time. That is it. That is it. I'm excited. The next video, I kind of switched the order if you didn't realize, but the next video I'm going to walk through my morning routine and my weekly planner and my habits. And so you're gonna get to see all of that. I'm really excited to record it. But yeah, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, like this video. It would really help me out. And I cannot wait to hear from you. I'll see you next time.